of course it's still worth it. The 5D Mark II is a permanently good camera. You'll be blown away by the image quality in good light with slow-moving or still subjects. Pop Magic Lantern on a compact flash card and it transforms into a full-blown cinema camera. Even though it's from 2008, the biggest interface difficulty is mini HDMI, followed by mini USB. That's much better than being stuck with FireWire or a proprietary USB 2.0 cable. Batteries are easy to find as Canon is still using the LP-E6 form factor. There's no discontinued tech tax, which is why I think 5D2s are one of the best choices under $300. Including the cost of a lens and accessories, kits can be put together for less than $500. I put mine together a year ago after finding what I thought was a good deal. I bought mine to answer the riddle, what is the second best camera that I would be willing to daily for under $500? It has a magnesium alloy chassis, the pentaprism is gigantic, battery life is fantastic, and lenses are cheap. The shutters are rated for 150,000 actuations, and mine had just under 22,000 when I got it. Canon sold so many of them, it's still easy to find them in good condition. It's great for fair weather photography. The ergonomics are excellent, though I can see how you'd feel differently if you had smaller hands. The only thing I dislike is the quick control wheel. I prefer having two dials, though I could see the appeal if I was wearing gloves. At base ISO, the image quality is still excellent, and 21 megapixels is plenty. Personally, I'm in the 12 megapixels and up crew. Feel that that is enough resolution where you can straighten a horizon or make a small crop. Though I will happily make exceptions, at 1600 noise starts showing up. Denoising and post-processing has gotten very good. Using that, usable images can be taken at 6400. I don't think the expanded 12,800 or 25,600 ISOs are usable. The relatively limited high ISO performance was noticeable at dusk, though it was not a deal breaker for me. I wasn't expecting to be able to handhold it at 1/15 of a second and 100,000 ISO. Feel like it's 2 to 3 stops better than film and a whole lot cheaper. I usually choose not to bring a tripod because the 5D2 is large and heavy enough to require a strong tripod, which I don't want to carry. The only thing I consistently take is a polarizer. If carrying it over the shoulder won't work, I use a lens wrap and then shove it into a cheap bag. A charged battery will last days, so I don't need to take a spare. There's never any lens indecision. It's really easy to have it ready to go, which I can't say for my other cameras. However, the 5D Mark III cast a shadow over it because of all the improvements. A big one being that the 5D2 only has 9 autofocus points and doesn't track moving subjects very well. For $200 more, you'd get 61 autofocus points with a 5D3 in addition to better high ISO performance. I find video to be convoluted and less enjoyable. Yes, Magic Lantern allows recording 14-bit RAW 2.8K video, but I'm not into cinematography. The fastest compact flash cards need to be used, which are expensive. Instead, I use an SD to compact flash adapter that maxes out at 20 megabytes per second. That's not a problem for good quality 1080p video, though I feel the footage has a red color cast to it. A monitor would be nice, but if you are willing to spend money to rig it out, why not just get a C300 or C500? I have made some videos with the 5D2, and it would never be my first choice. I don't have enough faith to rely on the contrast detection autofocus. There is no continuous autofocus when shooting video. When I use it, I manually focus and then check the footage. It's a slow and annoying process. That said, I like having the 5D2 around as a backup. EF lenses are cheap and only getting cheaper. It's the second best lens mount behind the glorious Nikon F mount. There's a handful of options under $200. The 24 to 105 millimeter f4L can be found for around $400. The 85 f1.2 is around $600 to $800, depending on condition and if it's the first or second version. But they're around a kilogram. The 135 millimeter f2 can be found for under $500, and it's only 750 grams. I'd like to use those two lenses, but they're just so heavy. There's an abundance of other lenses out there I'd like to use that are probably lighter, and I value that highly. They're easily adapted to the Canon RF mount or other mirrorless systems. In terms of value, I think the EF mount is tied for second place with the Nikon F. The best value, which I'm sure will come as a surprise, is Nikon DX. Overall, I've been very happy with the camera. It's exceeded the expectations that I have had for it. In terms of kits for under $500, it's going to continue to be a good option for many more years. If you haven't used a Canon full-frame DSLR, it's a great example of the EOS EF system. As a camera enthusiast that's used lots of different systems, I think the layout, ergonomics, and menu systems are excellent. If you haven't had a lot of experience with cameras, this would be an excellent one to learn with. It doesn't have much room to depreciate, making it easy to resell after 6 months or a year and possibly break even. The two things I always look out for when buying used are corrosion and sand. There shouldn't be any white or blue around the screws on the bottom of the camera. That's a sign of water damage, which will corrode and destroy electrical components. If it looks dusty or gritty, that has already made it into the mirror and shutter and will kill those. When inserting a compact flash card, be gentle. Forcing it in can bend card reader pins. I have other videos that go over the basic usage of the 5D2 lenses for it, memory card requirements, and other helpful topics. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.